Hello, internets. Matt Stoller here. The Democrats are poised to win this election cycle. Why? Is it because the Democratic leadership has suddenly developed the ability to communicate effectively? Is it because the Republicans have lost their ability to schedule events like Saddam Hussein's trial and engage in the politics of smear and fear? Is it because the press suddenly began to scrutinize the doings of our right-wing government? No, I don't think it's any of these. In fact, I think it's just more basic than that. The American people, conversations over the kitchen table, figured out that the Bush administration needs a check on its power. It's no more complicated than that. But we also need to realize that if the Democrats do win, that this is also a statement by the public, by the people. As Democrats, we owe the public more than what we've given them in the past. And as activists, we owe the Democratic Party more than what we've given it in the past. On November 8th, we'll have more than a hangover. We'll have an obligation. Regardless of whether the Democrats win or lose, we will have the obligation to support Democrats that are willing to be honest and unmerciful with both the American people and the party at large. We will have to support those Democrats who are willing to speak truth to power and are willing to use their subpoena power to do it. And we will also have an obligation to the party to recruit and run primary challenges in as many districts as possible. In 2 years, there will be a new presidential election. I'm not really a fan of anybody who's running. I see no willingness to take any sort of political risks or to say anything. And this is the culture we're fighting against, because it is a culture. And fundamentally, the Democratic Party is about shared welfare and shared sacrifice. And how can we ask the American people to sacrifice in the way that we all know is necessary to deal with problems like global warming and massive, massive budget deficits if we ourselves and our leaders are not willing to sacrifice? That's the culture we're fighting against. That's why it's our obligation to take up the party. It's our obligation to run primary challenges. It's our obligation to the party, and it's our obligation to the country. Tomorrow on November 7th, there will be an election. Now, most of you watching this have done everything that you can to get the criminal syndicate known as the Republican Party out of office. If you haven't, or if you're still looking for something to do, go to domorethanvote.org, and there's lots of stuff listed in really nice, convenient packages. However much time you have, if you have 5 minutes, if you have 15 minutes, go to domorethanvote.org, and you'll find something to do. Progressives like you and me are the ones who are making this election happen. We supply the money, we supply the GOTV effort, we supply the volunteers. In many cases, we supply the candidates in districts that didn't look like they were going to be viable, and they've locked down resources that Republicans won't be able to deploy elsewhere. But we're not going to get the party that we want on November 7th. We're not going to be able to stop the bad things from happening, and the Democrats in Congress are going to disappoint us. However, this is a 30-year fight, and here's the comfort you can take. As these boring, evil, creepy people keep trying to destroy the America that we love, our home and our set of values, we're not going to be able to stop them immediately, and it's going to take us 30 years to stop them and fix all the damage they've caused. But what we will be able to do, and what we will start to be able to do on November 8th, is cause them some pain, in fact, a hell of a lot of pain, for doing what they've done and for doing what they're going to do. And then when we stop them for good, because of that pain, because of that intense pain that we're going to cause them, they will know that they should never, ever try anything close to what they've done to this country for the last 6 years, ever again. So that's what we can deliver on November 7th if we win this election. That's our obligation, it's our duty. It's what we as citizens should be up to. Anyway, it's Matt Stoller, have a good one.